Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to another episode, the solo episode of Game Over. And why are we solo today? Well, we are solo for the simple reason that our other guy's on vacation. He thought it would be a good idea to get on a boat with his wife and leave me. I don't get it. I don't get it. But John, I hope you're having fun out there. I really do. And I hope all you people out there are hearing me. Hey Lloyd, what is up? Welcome to the solo broadcast. The solo broadcast. So this is going to be interesting. I'm had a very interesting day or two. My doctor has put me on, I guess, like a marijuana pill, I guess we'll call it, to ease out on the pain. And ease out on a few other things too, like I was like, and really, yeah. Been watching all the Ottawa, yeah, right? And it's pretty cool, isn't it? Watch Ottawa Walks. And the reason why I'm going to give him a shout out, and welcome to whoever just came in the channel that has not said hi. Reason why I want to say watch Ottawa Walks, he was pretty much the first person that caught my attention that was walking down through, showing us all the trucks when they were showing up, even before the whole thing was starting. So that was really cool. Yeah, you've been watching him? Yeah, that guy deserves it. That guy went from 11,000 subscribers to 40,000 subscribers in 30 hours. I wish I could do that. Like, seriously. That is absolutely bravo, props off to him. I have no way in the world that I could ever say anything different. That was just absolutely brilliant. Good timing. Hey, Dadless. What's up, bro? Glad you guys are all here. I got something to talk about a little later. Something really cool came to me, and I just wait for a few more people to come in. Yeah, Ottawa Walks and Shots by the Hill. Yeah, okay. He started out with like 5 subs and now has 10K. Oh my god. I am doing the wrong channel. I'm doing the wrong channel. I need to be watching the tractor trailers. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But hey, my hats are off to them. Definitely, 100%. Keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? Let me just get a few things done here. Oh, it's not on there yet. Alright. Just gonna share my broadcast to get a broader audience. Sorry. Really dry comedy there. And dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Anybody miss John yet? Just asking. You know, is John the end all? Is he my whole show? Just I'm just worried. I keep typing on the wrong keyboard. Sorry guys, just putting a few of the sponsors in before I send out my Twitter. Twitter. If you're not watching me or following me on Twitter, you should probably do that. Just saying. Just saying. Twitter is one of those animals that I've never gotten down pat. And it really puzzles me. How you can become such a big Twitterer. I got one of the purple. I got my one of one purple game over. Oh, cool. Nice. So is it good? Is it in good quality? Hey, edit the config sys. Okay, we're just gonna let her happen. Just give me a couple more seconds here and I will be done my trying to get love out there. Alright, let's tweety weedy. The tweet is live, people. The tweet is live. Okay. So, how's your letter rip tater chip? Letter rip tater chip. Letter rip tater chip. That is just absolutely got some nice good rhythm to it, actually. Letter rip tater chip. Would you like ketchup with that? Okay, so, really nice. I actually have my chat right here too. That's kind of cool. So now it's here and here. I guess everything's showing proper now. Toronto, is that going to say Toronto? Or is it backwards still? Damn it! Forget it. my camera is destined to be backwards. It don't matter. I want to point something out. Yes, I got my gift today, Jeff. Thank you. Hey, Beatdown, how's it going? And that is actually what I want to address right now because I read the letter. I'm not going to go over the letter online here, but Jeff did send me a package from the wonderful... Hey, Steve, what's up? He sent me a package from the wonderful world of Texas. And, Jeff, your letter is pretty hit me, shall I say. It's a very nice letter. Thank you very much. That's one thing I wanted to say. I was hoping you'd be in here to say thank you. My wife is a heavy Christian, and she understood everything and explained it to me. So that was awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much for the words and the letter. And guys, I'm gonna guess. I'm assuming this is brand new. Inbox Defender for the Atari 5200. This is what Jeff sent me. And Jeff did hear me say that my favorite Atari game of all time was Defender. And I have it loose for the 5200, but I do not have a sealed copy to put on my shelf. And that's awesome. Thanks. I'm just looking now at the raw graphics. I don't know if the camera will pick it up at all. But it's just, one of those things. It's just really cool. So that's awesome. Thanks. That is really cool. So now I'm wondering one other thing here. What in the blazes? My stream, my live capture, is not in sync with my actual video, which is pretty freaking weird. How did that happen? Oh, okay. I just have to bank on that things are going the way they're supposed to be going. By the way, Paul, got to watch your video at work. Love the PC. So that was the Windows 98 machine that you're talking about? Because that machine is... oh boy, that's a piece of work. Watching Paul behind Paul. That's kind of... I don't know where to go with that. Yes, sir. Yeah, that system is very unique is a good word. It still has some lucky day to be Paul's. Yeah, the capacitor, I gotta change 3 of them, I've noticed. 1 is gone, and 2 are swollen. This is a thing that happens with these old motherboards. The capacitors that they used back then just weren't up to snuff. So, unfortunately, that is... If you're going to build your original system from back in the day, or a little bit maybe higher end than what you did have back in the day, the bottom line is you're going to have problems. You're buying old hardware. And I will tell you guys right now, yeah, there's a reflection. Oh, yeah, look at that. You can see me live. Better live back there, actually. Funny enough. Huh. That is absolutely weird. So, anyway, that said, when you're building a retro computer, you want to make sure you're using a new power supply, because you don't want to have a fire hazard. Not only a fire hazard, you got to remember the technology difference between then and now for power consumption and stuff like that. So that's one reason. The other is I don't really trust, hate to say it, Chinese power supplies from back then. Mini me, Paul. I'm a mini him. I don't know who's bigger, so I can't really argue that. Yeah, it sucked. I got the board in. I knew there was a problem with the capacitor. There's no doubt. I wanted to see what was going to happen with the system. And at the time, I only had 1 gig sticks. And being an Asus board, I really wanted a gigabyte board, but nothing has the holes in the board that I was looking for the way to mount my water cooler. But that being said, I wanted to see how it reacted, and the 1 gig of RAM was my biggest culprit on the whole build, because you'd have to write scripts or have a mod that dumbs down your RAM based on your game. I don't really want to be doing that. I remember doing that back in the day when I had my system, but that was because you were trying to play modern games too, so your stuff had to be more modern than it was vintage, and it caused errors. And then that was the loop around, was people wrote scripts or you changed things so that your RAM went down and it looked like it was 768 instead of a gig or whatever. Yeah, it was a lot of fun times. Just use your car battery and a jumper cable for power. Okay, that sounds like a bad idea, but thanks, Lloyd. I will not do that. But anyway, the bottom cool thing about it all was that card. I don't know if I have it nearby. I do. Oh, look at that. Oh, now I'm sending stuff flying. But you guys remember I showed you the 3D printed unit, and that was for this board here, which I never had out at the time. So this board, basically, it turns your SD card into a solid state that plugs into your IDE, and then that gives you a full Windows 98 compatible and seen in the BIOS hard drive, because whatever driver or whatever is on here, it detects that with this chipset, and it even knows the name in most cases of what the SSD is. So if the SSD was like Lexar or whatever, I seen my name of mine in the BIOS. I thought that was like, really? So something in this that actually tells it that, because let's face it, this is much newer technology. There wasn't even SD cards back then. So if you hear my dog, it's because he's outside and he's not allowed in here right now, and he's probably going to be a bit of a woofer. But yeah, so yeah, you just plug power in here. I never used this part here. I guess you could plug your power in here too, but I just went straight to here, ribbon cable out, and I put a 64 gig in there. And I gotta say, that mounted in here, just makes the whole job clean. You just put some self-tapping screws, little ones, in here, and you're up and running with something that fits in your card slot. So I thought that was like amazing idea. So I hope you guys enjoyed that computer. There will be more coming on that computer, of course, because me moving forward, I'm going to be doing a lot of retro PC gaming, and now with that I can do true hardware, run out from that PC into the live streamer over here, and the live streamer will then send that information out to YouTube, so I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it was a pretty good 3D print, and what shocked me, Jeff, was that I printed two of those because I have one in the system, and I loved it so much I printed another one and bought another card. So that's how that happened. But what I was getting at is I buy the card. Okay, so this is a card off Amazon. If you go to that video, if you're looking for one, you can easily just click my link and pick one up. Now, the US price might be $20. I don't know. I never really looked. But it was $25, I think, Canadian. And I got to tell you, I loved it so much, I jumped on another one because it was such an amazing swap out. I just need to 3D print some stuff, and I will get it to John to... what? When he gets back. Get it to John... oh, to print, I guess you're trying to say? Thanks. I'm happy you guys liked that video. And that is something that I wanted to do a lot. I want to touch more on that, print that system moving forward. So we'll get the problem resolved. We'll get the caps changed. I'll do the caps online for you guys. A lot of people don't know that. I don't think the caps are actually 100% the issue right now. I believe that it's still... because I could play some Windows 98 Windows games, and I haven't crashed the system. So, DOS is a lot less demanding. You're basically leaving Windows and booting into DOS when you play a DOS game. So, I think it's just some things that I've chosen maybe when I'm doing the startup, and I just can't remember how it was supposed to really be. And like accepting your Sound Blaster Live or your Sound Blaster whatever, accepting this and accepting that, your now IRQs and stuff, like stuff we never even looked at anymore. You have to do all that. So again, it's a learning curve. I've forgotten more than I know. You know, for example, some DOS commands and stuff. I was a little going, wait a minute, it's this, right? And I'd have to slash this way or something stupid. I would make dumb mistakes and then Google. Oh, thank you, Google. Because without Google, you wouldn't remember some of this stuff. And like again, I say I've forgotten more than I've forgotten more than I know, and that's 100%. I got some F-117 disc games on floppy. Oh, the I remember that game, the F-117, the fighter game. I think I got Jane's longbow and stuff here too. I got some pretty cool stuff to go back and play. New old stock. Nice. Nice. Is it big box? I'm a big box collector. I like the big box. That was just one of the things that I miss in gaming today. One, I miss the fact that it's from PC Reset, eh? Yeah, so that's funny because you mentioned that place, and I remember LGR doing the video on it, and I do watch LGR quite a bit. There's also a guy I watch called Adrian's Basement, and what he does, he's really into the old, and he fixes things, solder, this, that, whatever. Now, my background is I am a board level technician, and I should be doing more of it on my channel. And maybe I will. Like, I know I'm going to be building the ultimate Sega Game Gear. And the reason why I say it's the ultimate Sega Game Gear is I had the shell custom made for me. I had the glass printed custom for me to go on over the screen. So it's my own glass. I have USB-C going in it instead of the old power jack. There's so many things that I'm doing to the ultimate Game Gear that I think is going to be quite the series. My problem now, of course, is just getting normal stuff done that I got to get caught up on. For example, I will give a shout out right now to Fine Technologies. as they have sent me the what is this one called? The Ampli game, the Ampli game. And what the Ampli game is, it's a USB microphone with RGB lighting and everything inside to make it, that much sweeter. So it's a lot of showboat. Let's see how it is under a voice and everything. I'll be doing a review on that. I'd like to say this week, but my daughter's 16th, sweet 16th birthday is on Sunday, and my wife is renovating her room. We got some changes to do for her 16th, and I might be backed up and tied up trying to do the small things because I can't do the heavy things, of course, but I can help out. So that's, said and done. That is going to be some time taken there, and it's time taken away from getting a video done. And you'll also notice that I put a video out today, which is not normal. And then last week I put a video out the same day as the podcast too. And that was my meds. Like my meds, especially the new meds they got me on. Wow. It's a marijuana med. I guess it doesn't have the drug or the make you high properties. But it's giving me a migraine. It's making me tired. My pain went away for quite a bit today, but it really came back, and when it came back with a bit of a vengeance. I think when I'm not in pain because of something like a pill, I tend to do something stupid maybe, and then I feel it. I don't know. I don't remember doing anything stupid, but I feel like it had to be me, right? It just had to be. But, yes, guys, thank you for the birthday wishes to my daughter. Yeah, growing up way too fast. Yours will be 10 in November, so I have a 11-year-old as well. 11, I hope she's 11. 10 or 11. And I have my 16-year-old going on 30. So I feel your pain. They do grow up too fast, though. 1 minute you're, younger, and then you look in the mirror and you're looking at your gray, and you're like, holy crap, my daughter's going to be 16. Yeah. Lloyd, thanks for the birthday wishes as well. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I don't know if you guys have teenagers at home or hit the 15, 16-year-old stage. All I'm going to say is you're in for a treat. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying on that one. So anyway, guys, I'm not really going to be too techie on this show. This is more of a, I warned you about that. I know. And trust me, we're really seeing it. Wait until you walk them down the aisle. That might be a good day. I don't know. You better be a good guy like a doctor or something. Beat them. But yeah, so like I said, today I don't think, again, how this week went for me was, I guess, kind of moody, being my situation, and can't wait till you kick them out of the house. Yeah, well, they're girls, so I'll never do that. So it went from like a moody thing for the week, and then kind of like some pain, this or whatever, and then I started. So it's a 3-day trial of this pill, and it's yesterday or last night was day 2. So tonight is the last of that pill to see if all my issues go away. And I was like spinning in circles, dizzy, sweating. Oh, it was like if the list could tell you anything on the list of side effects, I was getting them. But there was the thing around. I don't know why it's saying hide. Lloyd, there, I'll show for you. It's just one of those things where it's hard then to focus on content, right? And this is the thing I'm trying to get past. I want to get myself in a position where I'm happy, at least 60-70% of the time. I am a very outgoing person. I mean, my other Jeff in here, Hobby Revolution, he knows what I used to be and what I was like and how different things are from then and now. And it sucks, but, it's going to be what it is. Happy birthday tour, though, for real. Yes. That's there we go. I've been having to do a lot of shows here for a reason. That's weird. If you're happy and you know it, shake your meds. My doctor says I'm better now. So, anyway, it's the truth. I mean, everybody has their thing. Me, I fight every week to get a episode done, and it's not because I feel like I'm gonna let someone down. I'm letting myself down. I created this channel. This channel has become a job, and jobs I don't quit on. So I want this. It is my only event. Like now, just talking to you guys is really cool, and it's my only way. It's my only out. So this is like, you guys are my friends because, well, I don't see anybody anymore. I mean, the world has changed, and everything is going to be more like this moving forward, and that is really scary. But it's going to be the norm, right? So until things change, a lot of us are going to feel it. This has made a lot of things happen to people. Now, I'm not going to blame my depression on the pandemic, because it stemmed from when I had my car accident, and then everything kind of sliding downhill for a while, and then you're in a rut that's hard to dig out of. But if anybody is suffering from depression or anxiety or issues, feel free to email me and talk, or feel free or definitely go get some help, because it's not funny. And I've had places I've worked before I went independent again, not taking me seriously at all as far as what had happened to me. And that was extremely hard for me. If I couldn't get up to do something, and then I'd be getting, the look, or the he's not as good as he used to be type baloney, I'd be sitting there like, what did I do wrong? Why is this happening? And I had to get out of it, and that's why I'm independent and who I am now. You guys still in lockdown? It's an interesting. I think the things have been lifted to 50% capacity today. So the theater just reopened with limited capacity. We never got lockdown this time, so stores weren't closed. Just the schools were closed for a while, but they're back. Our biggest problem is, well, our Prime Minister. He just needs to go bye-bye. I just don't know what else to say about that. You guys have been following the trucker thing too, and like Lloyd said, go watch Ottawa Walks. That's his YouTube, Ottawa Walks. And you'll be shocked. The city is locked down. It's gridlocked. There's nobody's moving. They're saying that the truckers have the city hostage right now, and it's like terrorism. And I don't know if you guys know this. I have to say it because it's really stupid. We went to get the mail yesterday. I needed gas. I realized it had been well over a year since I had been in that end of that area. Oh, okay. Your Prime Minister went into hiding. Oh, and how can you... How... Oh my God. How can you all of a sudden have COVID? He has COVID, and his children now have COVID as soon as the truckers arrived. What? Who's gonna believe that? Seriously. And then, because he's vaccinated, what did he make sure that he stated during the video? Oh, what? I do have COVID, but I have no symptoms. What? It's absolutely stupid. And you guys want to hear something funny? My last two videos, our last two live videos, we put the word COVID or trucker in the video by talking. Both videos got demonetized, and both videos I had to get them back to monetized by putting in a fight. And I won both times, but that just goes to tell you the censorship that is trying to do what it does. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Shots don't keep you from getting COVID. No, it doesn't. But what he was trying to pretend was, this is what I look at, he was pretending, I have COVID now, but look at me. I am vaccinated. He didn't have to say it. I am vaccinated, with his, laser eye information coming out to you. The other words, I have no symptoms. Well, good for you. You faker. Trying to keep it clean. 2 shots and a booster, and he has COVID. Yep. According to him, he has COVID. So, it doesn't matter. The shots aren't going to stop you anyway. It's, yes, demonetized equals censorship. And they demonetize me every time I talk about it. Anything I do. But then when I fight it, they realize I've done nothing wrong. And they have to put my channel back on monetizing. Because what did I do wrong? There are channels out there that downright slam anything to do with COVID. I don't. I just telling what's happened in the area because it's news. It's interesting. I don't want to be talking about if you're vaxxed or unvaxxed or who cares. I don't care. If you're vaxxed, good for you. If you're not, good for you. Simple. Let's all be friends. And that is what the truckers have proven. And that was the other thing that he kept talking about, if you guys seen it. 90% of the truckers are vaccinated. Okay. That you're missing the whole... No, what you're trying to do is you're trying to brainwash the public into listening to what you're saying. We know they're vaccinated. That's not what the fight is. This is the vaxxed and unvaxxed coming together as one and making a statement. You're the problem, and we want you gone. He doesn't, but he always make it to make it look like it's like they subliminally message and slam you. We were laughing so hard watching this because I can see the bullshit. Yeah, vaxxed but not by choice. Oh, I'm sorry, Lloyd. I hate that. That's the problem. If you went and got vaxxed, it was your choice, fine. But vaxxed and it's not your choice, no. Freedom is freedom. We fought, our ancestors fought, I should say. We didn't have to. And they fought for what? Freedom. So, I have a hard time with it. Self-isolating since 2003. Yeah, well, I have a shirt, what's it saying? This is not different. I've been self-isolating since, and it's got a picture of, like, the Nintendo or something on it. So, thought that was kind of funny. But the other funny thing I just wanted to point out, because I don't want to talk too much about that, is there was somebody dressed up as a Nazi. Full face mask, everything, so you couldn't see who he was, of course, because that person would never want to be known who they are. And I say for good reasons. One, if you're paid to run out there and act like a Nazi, but you're really not one, you ain't going to want to show your face. So, where did he come from? And who does that today? Unless somebody paid him to go out there. And then that is the one thing. And the truckers even walked up and said, buddy, thanks for coming out, but please leave. Because they are not for this. And then they were talking about some defacing to our statues and stuff. There was people around the statues trying to protect them. Those people were the truckers. So I don't understand how he made little tiny things blow right out of proportion. Like these people are harassing store owners. I highly doubt it. If you guys watch, and you guys have been watching on Ottawa Walks, what anger, what violence do you see? Absolutely nothing. I haven't seen anything. Even the people are going around and cleaning up. They got little go-karts going around cleaning up the garbage. Yes, the Terry Fox statue. They didn't wreck it. And you know what happened? The truckers went and cleaned it. 90% of truckers are vaxxed, but not by choice. It's to do it, lose job, yeah. And that's what they're trying to do here now, too. But now those truckers are stepping up, the ones that are vaxxed for the unvaxxed and everybody. And now it went from drop the mandates for truckers to no. You resign from Parliament or drop everything. Freedom. And that's what we all want. They put the Canadian flag and scarf on the statue. You guys, that defaced it. They put a Canadian flag and a scarf. Do you want to know what he said in his chat? Thank you. Wait, I gotta do his thing. Thank you for all the people who have donated to the repair of the Terry Fox statue. There was nothing broken. You made it sound that way, and now you took somebody's hard-earned cash away from them. Thank you. Thank you. Because that's what we need this era, this time and age, is the government taking money. Lord forbid. It blows my mind. Again, I'd rather try and get on another topic, but these are just weird things that your government will do. We know they're going to do it. We see it happening. You can laugh while he's talking. You know he's a liar. And that everybody else that's in charge is a puppet. And he says, this is what's going to happen. And this is what's going to be done. Now, why don't you get your guys to get the trucks out of Ottawa so we can return to business? Well, that's not what they went there for. You got guys that drove from BC. You got guys that drove from Newfoundland. That's the two sides of Canada coming into the middle. You got people driving up from the United States. U.S. truckers supporting our cause. Why? Because the Canadian government are the ones that got it enforced in the United States. That part you probably don't know. Our Prime Minister said he was implementing this deal and that you should do it too. And your lovely Biden did it. Just saying. Now, what kind of power does Canada have? Right? It's weird. But that is the facts, and that's what's going on right now. Will he back down? Who knows? He really got that douchebag persona going on. And just get vaccinated. It's the only way out of the pandemic. No, it's not. Giving up on all the bullshit and letting us lead our lives is the way out of the pandemic. The pandemic would be something totally behind us if we were all doing what our regular day-to-day stuff was to do. It would be forgotten. It would be a common cold once in a while and bye-bye. That is how you fix it. And I ain't a scientist and I ain't anything but a motherboard laptop computer technician that can tell the world knows that without having to have a PhD in some friggin' factory that releases poisons to the world. Anyway, good talk. Very good talk. I'm glad about that. All right. So everybody else had a great week then. Unless you live in Ottawa. I wanted to go to the Canada Computers. It was really funny because in the video, he was walking by and the Canada Computers that I went to recently was buried behind trucks. So I'm like, I'm not going down there. There's no way I'm going into Ottawa right now. They'd have to completely... there was enough trucks there, I'd say, to surround Ottawa and not let anybody out, to be honest. And we don't have martial law, so I don't know how anything could be really done about it. So to change the subject, how long you been doing the IT thing? Lloyd, I've been... So I'm 49 years old now. And I'd say I always had a thing for it, let's say from the early age of 20 on, and then I got into a lot of computer stuff like the VIC-20 and so on, and and writing my own little scripts and whatever. But then I also wanted to know what it was like to make things better, make things faster, make things run cooler, and so on. So I just started tearing stuff apart and making it either better, worse, or you know, just any type of mod that I could possibly think could work. And that's how I started. I'll be honest, when I first started working on laptops, so I opened up a store and said, well, there's two things that can go wrong here. One, I break the already broken laptop. Okay. Two, I fix it. And if I break it, then I pay for it or pay for something to fix it. Well, it turned out that I was really good at fixing it. So I just continued fixing. I just dove into it and kept going. And then I went from BGA welding to board level repair and tracings and so on. And just kept elevating myself. Schooling for me was business administration, J+, and A+. So really nothing to do with board level at that point. I just became that by actually just constantly keeping going, ripping something apart that was broken, make it work. And then I got a natural ability for it, I guess, is a weird way to say it. Got my old lady good last night. I stuffed my Michael Myers mask last night and what was that? Had it on the bed because I passed out. Okay. And she woke up early in the morning to get the kiddos up, and the mask was right beside her. That probably made her jump a little. What would have been even funnier, though, is if you put a little bit of red dye or something. Really milk it out nice. She'd be like, oh my god, he's gone. And Jason did it. Is it Jason Myers? No, Michael? Sorry. Michael did it. Not Jason. That's so stupid. So stupid. Why am I so stupid? Herb Wars, buddy, what's up? What's up? I've been checking out some of your videos there lately. Keep it up, buddy. Keep it up. You got some pretty cool stuff. That's all I gotta say. If you guys haven't checked out Herb Wars, just Herb Wars, literally ERBWARS in the search engine, you'll find them. It's the Halloween Kills mask. Ooh, killy. So guys, I really got to build my Threadripper, and I'm gonna need help with that. And I don't mean help as in helping me pay for it, although views will help that. What I mean by it is what I'm gonna do with it. I always just wanted to build a Threadripper. It was my dream since the word Threadripper existed. And doing so, I'm building a Threadripper, and I'm excited about it. But in the grand scheme of things, I have a lot of gear here that I'm not putting to its potential yet. And like, for example, I have extra brand new parts that I want to do certain things with, and I know I need to start maybe upgrading and moving things around, but I don't know how you guys are, but once you have your machine up and running the way you want it, even though it'll get its butt kicked by the Threadripper for video editing, for example, it's hard to part with my video editor because it was my first, literally my first video editing machine that started this channel, and that is my Ryzen 1800X, so 8 core, 16 thread, 32 gigs of RAM. This thing is still screaming. And don't get me wrong, I can crunch a video after I get it all edited and probably have it completely done in 15 minutes. This thing's fast. And that's still keeping it 1080p full, and I mean full quality. Are you getting the Steam Deck? I actually have two. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. I doubt it. Let me just try and pick it up a bit. No, you can't. Oh, there, a bit. A bit. It's the... it's sort of there. It's the 15 key one. And then the one that runs this show is right here. It's the 6 key. I bought the 6 key first. And I guess I didn't really understand. Oh, I thought I heard something weird. I built I bought the 6 key first, thinking that it was enough, and I didn't really understand a lot of it at the time. So then I bought the 15 key because I wanted to do more things, and then I did not realize I could use each button as a macro to open up a whole new folder of the 6 buttons by hitting one button and having everything for that setup, and then hit another button and have everything for that setup. I wasn't well in tuned at the time, so I bought the 15. And now I'm happy because the streaming server right now is not streaming this. The 1800X is. Okay? So this 4K camera and everything is all rooted into a system over here that is doing 2 screens, the 4K camera, the rendering, the microphone software, everything's all done to this guy. So it has been absolute amazing. And it's hard to take the first CPU, 1800X, that kicked Intel in the ass out of play, you know? It's hard to do that. I'll never sell it. I wish I wasn't so broke. I would so build a new PC. And don't get me wrong, we're all broke. I don't get to build these PCs because I have money. I get to build these PCs because I'm a bit lucky in the sense that half of it gets donated to me by sponsors. So Be Quiet is the best person I've ever dealt with. They've been with me since 200 subscribers, and they continue to help me out with builds. And it's just one of those things where if I say, hey, I'm building this, they're on board, and it blows my mind. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're giving them something really good out of it, because they're at the goodness of their heart, in my sense, handing me something that they know isn't going to make them huge money because I'm small. But they want to grow with me, and I respect that. And that's why I promote them so hard. That is why I use them. Every case in use right now is actually a Be Quiet case. And that is because if somebody gives me something, I don't get rid of that. So even if I took them out of place and put something else there, I would still keep the case. Unless I was doing a giveaway. So if I was doing a giveaway where I was going to build a custom computer or something for somebody, then I would say it's now brought to you by Be Quiet. Even though they had nothing to do with the giving away of the case, they gave it to me. I would still give them the benefit. I'm getting enough benefit by building the machine or whatever the case may be, which I did a while ago with a video card. I did put Be Quiet's case, one extra one I had, in the build and said, brought to you by Be Quiet. Thank you, Be Quiet, for sponsoring this build. Be Quiet do sponsor a lot of channels. Not to certain levels, but yes, they do. And that's because they put a lot of trust in the tech world online, and it's a no-brainer. Where are you going to see a Linus Tech Tips, for example? You're going to YouTube. Who is the next Linus Tech Tips? They don't know. Get in early and try and grab that guy. So, yes, me. Totally you should because it was given to you. What? Totally man as you should because it was given to you. Be Quiet sponsors, yeah. I wish I wasn't, yeah, sorry. I don't want to read the broke thing again. That makes me feel bad. Build the darn thing. Yes, I do. So what I gotta do, I guess I'll do a video first of all the components, what I'm going to use. And then I want to do the build of it live. Now, there is another thing I need to build too, and that is the Be Quiet test bench is kind of in limbo. So I got it all apart to clean it up and take care of a few things. And what I'm doing... Sorry, got an itchy nose. What I'm doing is I'm actually going to upgrade the board. It's going to keep the same CPU because all of the tests that have been done with air cooling, liquid cooling, and even video card benchmark or whatever has pretty much been done on that CPU. And that's a 2600, I believe it's an X, 2600X. And if I change the CPU, well, that's going to change everything going forward. And I'm not a big channel to go out and get all the new information on every single water cooler again to compare it to the newest and baddest system. I had someone ask me if I would test a water pump I did a review of a while ago. Not a review, I guess. It was more of an open box showing you a B-Sky water tank, reservoir, everything all in one. And the person was like, oh, well, how's it perform? How good is it? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I actually just got an AM4. I don't know where I put it, but an AM4 water block just came in because I didn't have any extra AM4 ones. And for me to do a test of a open loop, well, I got to test it on that 2600. So I got to get that back together. Now, the downside here is the Streambox has that processor in it right now because the board I want to use is in there. And I had taken chip out to build somebody else something else. And due to the GPU shortages, I had a bunch of G processors in the house in use. So I helped people out by building systems a lot cheaper. And then I'll be taking that board, that CPU, out of there, putting it into test bench. So it's not going to be a MATX now. It's going to be a full-size setup. And on top of that, another thought was I might use the 700 for the Threadripper. I might use the case for it. If not, then it's going to get a B550 with a 5600G because I still need my streaming server. Dark Base 900 Full Tower by Be Quiet. Yes, I use that for my editing machine. That is my in-house server, shall we call it. And then I have my rack mount server out in the furnace room where I dump all the extra data for the show. And I have a couple 4 terabyte backups sitting here as well for backups. Watch Linus today. There was a new app out to monitor scams, etc. on your YouTube channel. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's actually really cool. It's about time because now I'm starting to think we're going to see that type of crap happening. Any benefit to using mineral oil cooled PC? I'm going to say no. I think that's going to gum the system up. That is... Yeah, Paul, if I wanted to go full water cooled, what do you recommend? Because you will be doing it. Well... I recommend a copper 240 radiator with probably some Be Quiet high pressure fans. Water blocks, believe it or not, a $45 water block now can be, and I'm going to say that loosely, as good as a $100 water block. There are some people out there that actually make pretty good water blocks. I have one here for testing. I will test it. I am using one of the same in my daughter's I Went Too Far build. And if you haven't seen that video, the picture, the thumbnail is hot pink. That's what it says, hot pink. Kara's World. I built her an Overkill, all water cooled, video card, everything. And now she's running a 3300X under the hood. And it stays darn cool. And that's running a 240 with Be Quiet fans. And I'm going to be honest, that 240 is cooling the video card and the CPU. Normally, rule of thumb for me is a 240 for the CPU and at least another 120 or 240 for the video card. So in the build over here that we're not going to talk about, There's 3 radiators in it. 3. So we'll talk about that when I get to it. That video is coming soon. Click here, here, here. I don't know. So when it comes down to water cooling, you want your water to move fast, but not too fast, because then it's actually not doing anything. So it comes down to the pumps. When you buy these cheap water cooling kits, throw the pump away if you just wanted to get everything cheap, and go buy a $20 pump off AliExpress, for example, and you'll still do a lot better. Mineral oil cooled PC is messy, finicky, and not cheaper than water. Now, one thing I do, I don't use water, of course, because you will, it'll rot your system out. It'll kill the system, okay? And what I mean by that is you're going to get growth, algae, all kinds of, you got to treat that water, right? So I buy Corsair 1, X1, I believe it is. It's treated water with whatever pathogens in it for cooling to keep things cooler. And then doo-doo. Haha, you said doo-doo. I'll say doo-doo anytime I want to. Doo-doo. Rat heater. Rat heater. Ah, okay. All right. It was a joke. Yeah, so mineral oil, I think I use for this system here. So this system over here is actually a gigabyte closed loop with a video screen in it, and I had to have it. It was Aurora's. I'm a gigabyte fanboy. Sue me. This system here, I'm using EK Waterblocks red coolant. It's more expensive. Can't 100% say it's better. I just know that the dye or whatever they use to color it is better for longevity, long use. Apparently you can rinse it out and it's gone. A lot of other stuff is going to stain it, right? And I use fruit coloring or food coloring or whatever the hell it is in certain builds because, well, let's face it, someone wants a neon this or that. I'm just going to put Corsair X1, squirt of whatever dye, and off she goes. So it's, you know, water cooling is a very interesting thing, and I mean, it gets scary when there's a little tiny leak too. Like I've had 2 systems go into a nice little leaky that my daughter's was one of them, and turned out it was a stupid elbow, the chrome elbow on it, the gasket. If I actually did this with the chrome, it would leak, and I couldn't figure out for the life of me, so I blamed the pump. I blamed the pump hard, changed the pump, filled it all up. Wait a minute, it's leaking again. Had to drain the whole system, find out that it was the elbow, change the elbow, and fill it back up again. So that's the downside. Now, have I had anything really bad? For example, this big machine here, it has not even so much as evaporated really any of the water I put in. So that thing is, when I go over it, you'll understand I was very meticulous. I was very specific on how I ran those hoses because, one, I wanted to look as close to being a glass build as possible, but use soft tube. So I'll get into that when we get to it, but it was pretty interesting. And just so you know, I'll shout out Be Quiet on that because it is, hey Geometry Wars, what's up? It is actually the Be Quiet 802, which I don't know if it's out yet. I've had it for months, and I mean, I've showed them that I built something in it, and I feel bad, but I really want to do some justice, and talking about that system will do a lot of justice for the fact that Be Quiet sponsored that case to me, and the power supply that's in it, actually. So the power supply in it is actually a dark power. It was one of their highest ones. It was an 850, and it turns out it's well more than enough. That's the difference between a real power supply, of course, and other power supplies. At one point, I thought my power supply wasn't strong enough to keep this thing running, but that has been proven false. So that is awesome. Geometry Wars. It's time for some Geometry War, yo. Guys, seriously, thanks for, you know, listening to me rant here and talk about the wonderful, you know, truckers, water cooling, Um, it's just today. I just wanted it to be. Let me chat with my friends. Kind of. 802 is on Amazon now. Okay, both CA and COM, or because that's a good. I think it's like a $200 case. I don't think it's that expensive, but it is the best, and I mean the best case money can buy. The Last Game Hunter said so. I'm not even just saying this. That 802 case over there is the most, I'll say 250 Canadian, probably 199 US, I guess. That case, by any standard, you can make it a high flow air case, a low flow air case, soundproofed almost, to whatever you want to do. That case will do it. And here's the funny part. There's so many 3D print mods out for that. You can actually take the whole entire top, unbolt it, take it off, and put on the new high airflow 3D printed whole entire top. Look, I just punched my microphone. And just unbelievable. And the case has been unbelievable. The only thing that I think I want to change in this, and I probably won't talk about it now, so I'm just not going to talk about it. That's for that video. So my problem is if I get to talking about it, I'm just going to take the damn thing, bring it over here, and just do the whole video live. And that's not really going to happen tonight. But I just wanted to thank you guys for coming in and listening to me. Again, it was a rough week. Interesting meds, doing interesting things. And it's just one of those things where, do I want to go study and have a channel ready today where it's going to be total tech talk or total news talk, or do I just want to chat with the people that are being my friend and just have a good night? And that's what I went for. So that's one thing I want to thank again. And Jeff, Hobby Revolution Jeff, look what Jeff P sent me. And you know that is my all-time favorite Atari game. And it's sealed. Brand new for the 5200. So, again, shout out to Jeff P. Thank you very much. And the letter that came with it. Thank you very much. It was really funny, too, because I got a notification in the Last Game Hunter email. And it said, your package is on the way. And I'm sitting there going, what package? Oh, it must be John. John sending me out a package because we talked about that mug. And I thought right off the bat, well, it must be John, right? It's got to be John. So then me and John were talking about a day or two later. I think it was about 2 days later. He goes, oh, in case I don't have your address right, can you rhyme it off again? And I'm thinking to myself, huh? You already sent it. And he goes, no, that wasn't me. And I'm like, oh. So then I started thinking, all right, who has my address? Because I don't normally give my address out. But it had to have been someone that I would have sent something to. And then, because it's in Texas, I guessed Jeff. And I was right. Thank you so much. What is this? Threadripper live now. Oh. Only check.ca. Okay. Threadripper live now. Sick. Yeah. I know, right? He only talks about it but never starts it. It's not that I don't want to start it. It's an endeavor that I'm not sure the Threadripper and me are ready yet. Again, it's going to be a series of live streams on that, and the reason for that, one, I'm not going to be able to just continue on something for a very long period of time and not be hurt. Two, when I'm live and I'm building that, whatever bad happens, happens. Whatever good happens, happens. Whatever comes out of my mouth at that point happens. I try not to swear. I really do. But when I put a screwdriver through my finger, live, you might hear some choice words. Just saying. But anyway, the bottom line is I will do a video soon showing all the product. Everything that's going to go in that system, to the best of my knowledge that's going in that system at that time. Now I'm still on the fence on my Lightwing fans or the high static, high speed, non-lit fans from Be Quiet. That is something I have to think about. There is a difference between the two fans, as in I'm probably going to cut a degree or two down on temps. I don't know if it's really enough to... I don't think there's enough there to say I'm not going to use the lighted wings, or the light wings, and I don't know if there's... It's at that point, do I want a dark build, right? And if I want a dark build with minimal light, which that's not kind of me, as you can see when I had that thing powered up back there. I like to have a bit of light because, you know, I'm 49 years old and I got to be cool still. I got to be current. I got to be hip. I don't know. But I just like flashy things. But anyway, yeah, I just, I had a, you know, that Jeff, you made my day today, and the Threadripper is a thing. It's not pretend. Threadripper, not a finger ripper. Yeah. Well, the good news is I did test the Threadripper, and the EK water block is bolted on and the Threadripper is mounted into board, because it was my first Threadripper ever, my first Threadripper build ever, and I don't know if you guys ever put a Threadripper in a board, but your hand goes like this. It scares the shit out of you. Okay? One, it's a Threadripper, and it just, there's something different about holding that and holding the Horizon, okay? One, it's a dream machine that you wanted to build when it first came out, when you first heard of it. 1, 2, 3, and 3, 2, 1 off. 1, 2, 3 on, 3, 2, 1 off. Anyway, it was one of those things where I was putting it in, and you're like, did I put it in right? Did I bend a pin on the motherboard? Because now the pins are on the motherboard. I'm so used to the pins being on the CPU. Everything was just a shocker. Yes, I put Intels together, and yes, there are pins on the board, but the LGA socket, it scares me. And you just don't put the chip in. The chip has to be put in with the orange or whatever color insert is with it, and that stays with it when it goes down. That blew my mind. I was wondering why people were paying $100 for a 3D printed replacement piece. Now I know. It's absolutely necessary. And once I put it together and put the EK water block on it, I wasn't taking it apart. I'm like, that's staying together, not taking that apart. It's working. I'm leaving it alone. Because everything else is brand new. The Threadripper came used from China. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting burned. Because a lot of people right now, they could have probably rebadged an Optron at that point. You know, they could have rebadged a shitty Epic processor. Even though Epics aren't crappy, but they could have rebranded one and called it what they said it was and sent it out for the money, and then it really isn't. So there's a lot of weird things going on. Tightening sequence for the Threadripper, LOL. Yeah, and it is different too, because once it's down, it's actually screws. And 2 are in more, and 2 are out more. So it's not a standard setup either. It's standard for a Threadripper, but it's not something I was used to. It's just one of those things that just scared the crap out of me. And, you know, those the slot screwdrivers were designed to make people say bad words. Yeah. Especially if you grind them and you sharpen them up. Really stupid idea. I don't know why you would ever do that, don't. But, yeah. So, the Threadripper's coming. It's not imaginary. My brother has seen the parts. It's real. I got some cases out there, like Jeff made me buy, that haven't even been opened, looked at, put a review or anything done. Like is it a Leanne Lee? Not sure if it's a Leanne Lee or whatever it is, but there's a case out there. The whole front of it's a LCD panel. It's just some freaking crazy badass case that I was on the phone with Jeff when I was in a computer store, and he was like, "Oh, you wanted to spend money, so I found you a cool case." So that was the problem. I was at the store and I couldn't buy anything. You ever go into a store and you can't buy anything because you're like, I already have it, or Do I really? Am I going to use it? Boy, do I wish I had those days back. Um, that case is one of them at this point. It was on sale for like half price. And I just, oh, the store has one, and I took it. You know what? Something else. I'll take off your hands, lol. Oh, by the way, anyone needs parts, I'll be at Paul's Sunday. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That can't be good. Put your orders in now, people. I know that I won't be letting my brother in my studio. That's why I don't go into that store anymore. Yeah, it is. It's one of those stores you walk into, just something really unique, and it's not going to be there ever again because it's unique, like that case, and you take it. I'll take a Threadripper. Wow. The Threadripper build won't be happening. Because if you take the Threadripper, you're also taking the board and the water block, because it's all mounted. So now you know the Threadripper is going to be custom water cooled. Yes. The video card, I want to say no. In the beginning, I'm not 100%. One thing you got to know about being a water cooling guy or someone getting into water cooling is not every video card in your arsenal is going to have a water block. And why I say that is, usually that's why people buy Founders Editions. The NVIDIA Founders Editions when they came out, the AMD 6900 XTs when they came out, because those will have water blocks, okay? They'll support water blocks for those forever, because the versions of those cards are going to be made regardless throughout the time. They're also going to be the biggest thing put out. I'll take all your video cards. You mean my nice little display over there? That's not very nice. Well, Steven, now you got your mouth shut off. Now you need to carry like 30 video cards, and you need to carry Threadripper and a motherboard and a water block. It's getting heavy. And any retro cases, early 90 or 80, you want to build anew. Yes. I would like to build... I want to get my hands on an old white... I guess it'd be an AT case at that point. I'd like to build an actual just DOS computer for DOS gaming. And I really, really wish I didn't get rid of my Voodoo card back in the day. I had a Voodoo Blaster Banshee 3DFX, and I'm still trying to find a 3DFX card that isn't going to put me in bankruptcy. Absolutely stupid what they're asking for them now. He'll take my chair. I just bought this. This chair was bought from my back. That's not very nice. Just want to hurt me. I was okay with the Threadripper and everything, but the chair, I'm going to fight. Plus, I'll see him taking the chair. It's pretty big. Yeah, so that's something I do want to build, Jeff. That's something I'm really wanting to get into. IBM 5150. Let me take a look at that. IBM 5150. What does that look like? IBM 5150. Alright, Jeff, I'll see you soon for gaming. If you're still playing, if you're not still playing, if you're still here, tell me. Whoa, that is an oldie. Going on now? Okay. I will be wrapping up soon because I didn't intend to go over the 9 o'clock thing. And it's just me babble, and that's what I do. So, I'll see you soon. So, guys, I will be gaming after. Don't think I'm going to go live. But if I do, then you guys will probably be aware. But yeah, no, this machine might be a little older than I'm thinking. I'm kind of looking for like I don't know if I want it to be a 286 or a 386 maybe. And what would be cool, of course, is a clone system from back in the day. Um, but that system is pretty cool. The only thing about that is, man, that thing's heavy. I can tell that's heavy. 2 5 1/4 floppies. Ouch. You have 8 there? Wow. 46. Yeah, see, I wouldn't mind a 46, but it's got to be an AMD version. AST. Oh, what do you got for AST? AST. That was a company I sold a lot of. A lot of. My first computer was the, first real computer that wasn't a Commodore was a clone given to me in parts. And the guy said, if you can build it, you can keep it. And I was young. I got a box of parts with dip switches and all kinds of shit that you had to do. And I got it working. I was blown away. Like a single speed CD-ROM, everything. I worked for AST. Ah, cool. Cool. I had a 4D6 in 2000. You should have kept it. I need a new motherboard with Bluetooth capability, Wi-Fi, built-in, video card, and all cable management. So you want me to like build you a computer is what you're saying. A full tower case, all the USB 3s, sound card, and Threadripper with all the Be Quiet fans. Now you gotta fight Jeff for the Threadripper. Wow, now we got a fight going on. I want all those things too. And I will hopefully build it, and hopefully you guys won't be mad at me for building it, and you'll just love it. In the factory, tech support call line. That's awesome. AST, they're not even around anymore, I don't think. AST doesn't even exist. But that's awesome. That's awesome. Just goes to Dream PC. Yeah, no, you see, and that's the other thing too, right? The Threadripper was always a dream PC for me as well. It's just a 1900 at the time. A 1900X, I think, was $3,000 or something. So, 1999 was the end. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere around there. I remember I was gonna do AST back then, and I went to IBM. Like, just send an e-transfer to me and I'll make sure Paul gets it out for you. Yeah. I'll just build my Threadripper knowing that it's being thefted. So, yeah, so that's the only thing I want to help with in the future. What should I use the Threadripper for? Should it just be my editor? Should it be editor streamer? Should it be, and so on. I'll let you guys try and let me know what to do with that, because it's definitely a interesting question that I don't know the answer to at this point. I guess at that point too, I'd have to tell you kind of what's here to make that assessment. So it's like, I mean, there's even a PC on this I guess height adjustment table just for me watching the podcast, even though while I'm solo I see it here, no problems. But just like that, there's a PC just for that, and it's not even streaming. It is literally so I can browse the internet and do things. Pretty stupid, but that's how I function. Then I got my gaming machine over here and the gamer. That's all it does. It doesn't even get turned on unless I'm playing a game. It doesn't browse the net. It doesn't do anything. Nothing could ever happen to it. It stays as powerful as possible. The streamer back there, it is only turned on. Again, those are turned on sometimes in the background for video purposes, and that's about it. But the streamer is only actually on when this is streaming games. Down the road, of course, that's going to be streaming. The idea behind it, I think, is it for it to stream everything. So it'll stream the podcast, it'll stream this. And I'm not 100% sure there either, because there's different audio equipment on both units. Like, this is using what I'm using now is the M Audio Solo for the hardware input for the XLRs, and then on the other one I'm using the Scarlett Solo. So it's hard because I want different areas. And what's nice about this is I can take this and wheel it wherever I want and work. As long as this mic gets information back to the streaming device, because this is not hooked up to what I'm watching, it's hooked up to the streamer. So there's some weird things, like, I mean, setting up the game system was very time consuming and a pain in the butt to get it streaming. What hardware in the streaming system? Right now it's a 2600X with a B450 Pro Wi-Fi board, but that's getting moved into the test bench because that processor belongs there. But I do have a B550 Pro 8X or something to go in there. Gigabyte board that I haven't done a review on yet. And I have a 5600X AMD processor, so 6-core 12-thread, to go in that board. And that is what should be going in the streamer if it's not the Threadripper. That's what I have to decide on. Guys, you all would be laughing if you were to see all his PC builds. And for the life of me, I don't know why. Laughing out loud. There's a computer in here for almost everything. Instead of a computer doing multi. The only computer here that does multitasking, only one, is the 1800X. It's my streamer. Or streamer for the podcast, so it's the podcast. It never games anymore, so it doesn't do that. I think everything's uninstalled on the game-wise. I'm not 100%. It's massive storage. It's got 2.7 terabytes or 3.7 terabytes of solid state with actual solid state removable drives as well. And then two 4 terabyte backup drives on it. And it is my editor. It is the machine that makes all my videos. So it's a big backbone, and that's where I don't know if the Threadripper should take its place. It's not, in my opinion, a speed thing anymore, because this guy can rip a video, a 30-minute video in under 15 minutes. It's very impressive. So it's not letting me down. He builds and may never use them. Well, I got a dry mouth. Some of that might be true, but that's what I'm trying to not do now. So it makes me feel bad too if, like, I build something, it's just sitting around. I feel like I'm hoarding that from some gamer. And then he rebuilds, but it's his passion. Yeah, and that's the problem, right? If I get rid of everything, see, I keep boards, CPUs, and video cards around to test a case. Because when someone does a computer case review, and I hate those people that look over the case, talk about the case, but never put anything in the case. It's a great case. What was it like to build in? To me, a review is, I have to build in that case, so I have extra ITX board. I have extra MATX boards. I have low-end CPUs in them now. Like, for example, they're going to be all show, no go. So in my ITX motherboard, which is actually one I did a review on just a little while ago, it's a badass motherboard. It's a B550, whatever. It's pretty decent. Aurora's, of course. And it has the 3000G in it. Right? The 3000G 2-core 4-thread. I mean, come on. That's all it is, right? But it's looks, and it lets me build a machine and tell you that the case is good or not a guess. So all you really need is a 710 video card to test. A 710? What in the blazes is that? Okay, well guys, I need to wrap this up because I do want to play. Can't tell you how many times I have tore apart mine and rebuilt it over and added or upgraded items. And that was me. Every 3 months when I owned my computer store, I used to put all brand new in and flip the old, because at that point I still had all the full warranty on the old, and I was able to sell it for full warranty, and in most cases get full price for it. and I was able to move on. And that was the beauty of being a computer store owner. You're able to basically test drive everything, and it was great. So it was no different than me putting it on the shelf, and it was there 2 or 3 months. You know, it's crazy. So yeah, I know, Jeff. I'm probably boring people at this point talking. So that's what I should do is go game because I need to, and that gets a little bit of stress removed. Although sometimes it gets stressful when I get shot. Just saying. That upsets me sometimes. And then I yell and stuff. So yeah, I mean, watching me live, this is probably why I'm not live right now in gaming. Could be bad. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you for, again, coming in and listening to this sad old man for an hour and 24 minutes now, or maybe 25 minutes. I'm not sure. And again, thanks for the lovely gift, Jeff. And guys, I just want to say until next time, yes, I won't get shot, which you know I'm going to. It's going to happen. And till next time, guys, just want to say game over.